It's funny how sometimes the shortest, weirdest little pieces of content can tell us the biggest stories about the world we live in online. And today, we've got a perfect example. We're going to dive into this viral video that on the surface makes absolutely no sense, but underneath, it reveals everything about where the internet is headed. So let's unravel this thing together.
So get this. This right here, this is the entire transcript of the video we're looking at today. 2 words. That's it. It's a total mystery, just sitting there in plain sight. What could possibly be going on? Well, the very first clue is in the title.
And wow, what a title. I mean, it is chaotic, it's emotional, it's just jam-packed with keywords, and it promises this huge story that, as we just saw, is completely, totally absent from the actual content. The disconnect is just staggering.
And that brings us to the big question, right? What is the purpose of a video like this? Is it just a mistake, some kind of weird joke, or is it something else entirely? To figure that out, we're going to have to put on our digital detective hats.
All right, so we're going to treat this whole thing, the title, the hashtags, like a digital crime scene. Every single word, every symbol, it's all a piece of evidence that can help us figure out what is really going on behind the scenes here.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. You see this huge gap between what you're promised and what you actually get. The title builds up this crazy, dramatic narrative. A poor kitten, a transformer. It's shocking. But what the content actually delivers is, well, pretty much nothing. And trust me, this is not an accident. It's a very specific tactic.
And this tactic is so common, it actually has a name. Keyword salad. See, the goal isn't to accurately describe the video to a person. Not at all. The goal is to cram in as many popular search terms as you possibly can to get the attention of the platform's algorithm.
Let's break down how this actually works by looking at those hashtags. They are casting an incredibly wide net. You've got bait for cat lovers, for fans of AI and Transformers, and then these general tags like hashtag story and hashtag shorts just to catch anyone who's aimlessly scrolling. These audiences have basically nothing in common except now the algorithm is being told to show all of them this exact same video.
And here's another little clue. It's kind of subtle, but it's a big one. The channel name itself. Kitten Stories. Notice that misspelling of stories? That is a classic telltale sign of content that's probably automated or created by non-native speakers at a massive scale, where, quality control for little things like spelling just isn't a priority.
So, we have all the clues, right? The keyword stuff title, the content that doesn't match, the super broad hashtags, the misspelled channel name, and when you put it all together, you get a very specific and very modern recipe for making content.
It's likely a super simple 4-step process that can be easily automated. First, you select a few trending but totally unrelated keywords. Second, you use a generative AI to just mash them together into some nonsensical but, clickable title. Third, you publish it as a short to tap into that powerful, fast-moving discovery feed. And fourth, and this is the most important step, you repeat this process hundreds, maybe even thousands of times.
And this is the crucial point, really. We are watching a fundamental shift here. The creative goal was never to tell a story about a kitten and a transformer. No, the goal was to create this perfect little package of signals, keywords, hashtags, format, that the platform's algorithm is literally programmed to notice and then push out to more people.
So this brings us to the biggest question of all, right? Why does this even work? I mean, why would a system reward something so strange and empty? Well, it's because this content is perfectly engineered to feed the algorithm exactly what it's hungry for.
Let's break down these ingredients for success. First, like we saw, it targets a bunch of huge fan bases all at once. The title uses words like shocking and poor kitten to trigger really basic human emotions like curiosity and pity. It costs almost nothing to make using AI. It's perfectly optimized for those short-form video feeds. And most importantly, the title is designed for a search engine to read, not for a human.
So, what seems like this bizarre, broken piece of the internet, it's not a mistake. It's really the logical conclusion of a system that rewards engagement, clicks, and algorithmic signals above everything else. This isn't a bug in the system. It's a feature of this new attention economy we're all living in.
So what does all of this mean for us? I mean, what does a 2-word video about a kitten that doesn't exist tell us about the future? Well, it points to a really profound change in the media we consume every day.
This right here is the key takeaway. More and more, the content we see online isn't being made with the human audience as its #1 concern. It's being made for the algorithms, the systems that decide what gets seen and what gets totally buried. It's why your feed can feel so random sometimes. It's not always about you, it's about what can best grab the machine's attention.
And that leaves us with this really fascinating and honestly a little unsettling question to think about. When a video's title is made for a search engine and its content is just enough to count as a view, who is the real audience here? Is it us, or is it the machine itself? Definitely something to chew on the next time you're scrolling.